They've been trying to make a deal for months, but according to teacher unions, they're still far off from reaching an agreement. I'm Cristina Howorun, and effective tomorrow, teachers from public elementary and high schools will be starting their first job action, an administrative work to rule.
Tomorrow, we know that there's another step that unions are taking to increase pressure on students, not so ironically, because they are the singular victim of that escalation. I really believe that.
That's not how the teacher unions feel. They say students won't even notice a difference.
Everything that our members will be withdrawing starting tomorrow are administrative in nature. They won't be taking part in any activities around EQAO. They won't be meeting outside of the school day at ministry or board meetings. So for parents and students, there'll be no change, no effect.
Sports and clubs will continue at elementary and high schools, and classes will run as usual. At issue are a commitment to maintain full-day kindergarten in its current state, reduce class sizes, and increased resources for students with exceptionalities and compensation. What is the biggest hurdle right now to getting a deal with both ETFO and OSSTF?
I mean, look, there's a few, but I think fundamentally my estimation is major concern really remains a fall line on compensation.
The minister is offering 1% increases, whereas teachers are looking for a cost of living increase, essentially the rate of inflation.
When it comes to money, I'm not the least bit embarrassed to propose that my members make, in real terms, next year the same as they're making this year. That is, they ought to keep up with inflation.
A 1% raise is in reality a pay cut. But the minister has moved on some big issues. For example, reducing his proposed 28 student limit to 25 and cutting mandatory online courses in half. The minister has argued that he's cut down the 4 online classes requirement to 2. He's capped classes on average at 25. Are these not steps?
So let's talk about what that 25 average is. It's a massive increase from the current 22.5 to 1 that exists in the system right now and the 22 to 1 that existed in the system last year. So even that change has resulted in classes of 40 and more students who couldn't get access to the credits they need to graduate. So for him to present that as an improvement is simply inaccurate.
Lecce says the ball is in the teachers' court when it comes to avoiding a full-scale strike. Is there any way to avoid a full-scale walkout or strike?
Absolutely there is. They need to come and engage with us on proposals that are good for students' education environment, and then we can have meaningful discussions that actually move things down the road.
We hope we can get a deal and avoid all of this over the next couple of weeks.